worst persons in the world. The bronze to Congressman Chris Shays of Connecticut, recounting, in the wake of baseball's steroid report yesterday, the testimony of Mark McGuire and Rafael Palmeiro to Congress in March 2005. You know, when Mark McGuire basically denied having ever heard of Mark McGuire. Shays says, personally, I was just stunned by it because I haven't seen worse behavior in anyone in my 20 years in public life in Congress. Come on, Congressman. The chairman of Blackwater testified in front of you. The president you supported lied us into war in front of you, got thousands of Americans killed pointlessly, and McGuire and Palmeiro were the worst you've seen in 20 years? The runner-up's Fox Business. The oxygen is getting thin over there, evidently. Tuesday morning, they brought on Constance Stellas to predict what the Federal Reserve Board would do later that day about interest rates. Ms. Stellas used extensive charts and calculations to say the rate would be cut by half a point. Actually, it was cut by a quarter point. And who is this Ms. Stellas who was off by 100%? A famed investor, a market analyst, retired Fed board member, an astrologer. In fact, the author of the Everything Sex Signs book, Astrology Between the Sheets. This might explain why you have not heard Roger Ailes say a word about Fox Business in weeks. But our winner, Billo. Honestly, they're stacking up like planes at O'Hare at rush hour, going nuts over Tim Robbins again because he appeared for John Edwards in Iowa. Now, Bernard Goldberg even says to Bill, Robbins is a bright guy, and I think he made a couple of good points. Then Jane Hall said Robbins' criticism of media oversimplification of the Democratic race, quote, I think is valid. Whereupon the Frank Burns of News replies, but von Ribbentrop in the Nazi hierarchy made valid points, Jane. Okay, skip the Nazi reference part and comparing Robbins to Ribbentrop, and it was just Ribbentrop. He made up the von part. The news here is von Ribbentrop made valid points? Hitler's foreign minister, the guy who convinced France and Hungary and much of Eastern Europe to deport their Jews to the German death camps, the man who was hanged for his war crime. That Ribbentrop? Ribbentrop made valid points, Bill? You want to name one of them? Until then, what? Should you just assume, when we should just assume everything that was ever said by Ribbentrop in the Nazi hierarchy, you approved? Idiot. Bill O'Reilly, today's worst person in the world.